Let's now hear from the South African, the Department of, I'm joined now by Reggy Moalusi, who is the Executive Director of the South African National Editors Forum, to hear their reaction to the court ruling. Reggy, good afternoon to you. Thanks very much for your time. No doubt South African National Editors Forum would welcome the court ruling.
Absolutely, Vuyo. Absolutely. Thanks for having us. Good afternoon to your viewers. We absolutely welcome the ruling. We've been in conversation with the Department of Education about this for the past 2 months or so, since the IR issued the notice. So, yeah, the ruling is welcomed by us, it's welcomed by our members.
But do you think it's in the interests of the students, though, because, and I'm asking this on the back of what COSAS just told us, that it violates the privacy of privacy rights of students, and then it goes on to how in the past, or at least there's a fear that there are, or there's a group of students, those who may not have done well or who will not do well. It could lead to all sorts of unintended consequences, where people who didn't do well may feel ashamed of themselves, and anything could happen.
I think over the years, the system has changed. I mean, myself, when I passed matric years back, my name was in the newspaper and all of that. But of late, it's only those student numbers. And I think we should give credit to the department and the technology that they use to say, over the years, that has changed, and it has changed with the student numbers. But over and above as well, and I think throughout the day, even leading up to the judgment today, it's been reiterated that the POPIA Act is there, and then we do respect the privacy of the learners thereof. And then I think these are the things that COSAS has raised. They have also raised them when Sanef joined, I think 3 years ago, when we were amicus to say we need to continue publishing these results. And for us as the fourth estate, as the news media, we are not publishing this to make money out of them. If I may share with you that the publication of these results are hardly turns any profit for the publications involved. It's all a matter of access to information. But as we do that access to information, we do it mindful to say there are learners here, there are families, and there's the future of young people involved. So yes, mistakes will happen, and I acknowledge that mistakes have happened before, but it's not mistakes that have not been corrected. It's not mistakes on a large scale. But what South Africans have appreciated over the years is that there's access to information for these results, and families know those exam numbers and they know how to access them. So yes, I hear what COSAS is saying, but also we need to acknowledge the importance of providing these results to South Africans.
COSAS says, it's going to meet and chart a way forward for themselves, whereafter it'll approach all the other interested parties, including the regulator, the department. If you were to be part of those conversations, considering what the judge had to say, that whatever gets happened, whatever the contradictions between and within parties, at the end of the day, it has to be about the interests of the students. After all, we're talking about their rights. What would be your input or contribution to that conversation that presumably will involve everyone who has a stake in this?
Look, and I suppose everyone here, if you look at the DBE here, or joined by the likes of AfriForum, they've got their interests. Our interests as Sanef will be the issue of access to information, to say these results have been published over the years, and we are more than willing to join in the conversation. Our members, the various media groups, continue to have an interest in these results, to say these are about our audiences, it's about providing that information. So yes, the DBE has involved us over the years in this conversation, and we have spoken to them. We work closely with the IR on several other issues of what we do as Sanef, and we have always engaged the IR on these issues. And yes, and we'll be more than happy to join in that conversation. But we'll join the conversation, as you rightfully asked, to say our interest as the Fourth Estate is that South Africans need to know and they need to have access to information. And we are joining in to say, here are the numbers of people who are accessing these through our platforms. And anyone who also wants to come on and say, but we are making money, will differ. And we'll say, no, we are actually not making money out of this. We'll look elsewhere to make money, but not with these matric results.
Reggy Moalusi, let me thank you very much for your time. He's the Executive Director of the South African National Editors Forum. Important, perhaps, to remind our viewers that the judge said the matter was not urgent, and that's why he struck it off the roll with costs. However, she underlined the matter was still not resolved, but urging parties to try and find one another in the interests of